Hey guys, so I want to do a video to follow up on my free protocol I released a couple videos ago about how to heal from SIBO, gastritis, what people say IBS, even though I hate that term, candida, leaky gut, and just sort of general gut disorders. And I think that the element to my protocol that's so great is that it really simplifies things. Now, I've seen this sort of concerning pattern just from talking to people after giving them the protocol, and it's like they're almost shocked at how simple it is. Like they're just like, even though it's like a 12 or 13 page document, they're like, this seems too easy. I don't get it. Like, what's the catch? And my philosophy on healing is that you need to simplify things, not add a bunch of supplements, like taking 20 different supplements or a cocktail of drugs that your doctor gives you and hoping that that's going to heal you. I personally don't know anyone who's healed that way. I do know like some people might take specific supplements that might really help them in some ways, but when they just sort of take like cocktails of drugs or supplements, it always works against people. And I think that the main lesson you need to learn from that is you need to get out of your body's way and being able to heal naturally. Your body has a miraculous ability to heal on its own. And if you're taking a million different supplements with all these fillers and crap I can't even pronounce in them, you're going to get in your body's way of being able to heal naturally. It's really that simple. Second, the things that have really helped me. So as a lot of you guys know, if you've been on my channel before, the carnivore diet has led me to a place that has healed me amazingly. But it was not the end all and be all in terms of my healing. The thing that's helped me heal to take it to that next level of healing has been the elemental diet. So the elemental diet, and trust me, I've suffered with horrible gastritis, horrible acid reflux 24/7. They call it laryngeal reflux, LPR. All sorts of mood disorders, skin issues, everything under the sun. And the thing that's helped me the most out of the millions of supplements I've taken, antibiotics, all sorts of cocktails of drugs, I've done it all. The only thing that helped me was the elemental diet. Now, there's a right way of doing it and a wrong way of doing it. Just like with the carnivore diet, there's a right way of doing it and a wrong way of doing it. The elemental diet, first things first. It is a pre-digested liquid nutrition shake. Okay. Elemental diet isn't just a liquid drink. It's not like you just take vegetable juice or whatever. No, it's amino acids, it's fats, it's simple sugars, and proteins in the form of free form amino acids. Now, the right way of doing it is to do a keto elemental diet. There are ones out there that are super high sugar. Okay. That's going to feed candida. Okay. That's a huge problem for people. When you have these crazy amounts of sugar, your blood sugar gets dysregulated, causes more inflammation. You create candida overgrowth or make it worse. So I highly recommend you stay away from those high sugar elemental diets and go towards a keto elemental diet. Now you can do a homemade one. Alison Seebecker has a formula for it on Google. You can just research that, Alison Seebecker. I'll link it below. Or there's one that I really like called Vita Aid Keto Elemental. Please get the chocolate. The other one's gross. I want to link that below. I don't have any affiliation with Vita Aid. Okay, but this is one that I use that really helped me bring my inflammation down. Now, I've done the elemental diet twice. The first time I did it for 5 days, and my acid reflux almost completely went away after having it for years. So it really brought down the inflammation. Now, I will say that while I was doing the elemental diet, my acid reflux was still there. Part of the problem with that is I was drinking the shakes way too quickly. These shakes have MCT oil in them, okay, which should not be ever consumed quickly. First off, it'll give you diarrhea. It just goes right through you. It assimilates very quickly. So you need to sip on it. Like if you do one shake, with like 2 scoops like I was doing, you need to sip on it over the course of an hour. Like take a sip every few minutes, okay? Don't chug that down. That's the biggest mistake people make, okay? So if you really want to bring down that inflammation, you want to start feeling better, sip it very, very, very slowly, okay? Number 2, you might want to dip your feet into it by doing it for 5 or 6 days first and stop it, okay? Start introducing foods in a very safe way. So I started by boiling meat, and you could boil a little bit of safer vegetables in there, like maybe like zucchini or cucumbers or carrots or something along those lines. Very low fiber vegetables. Boil meat like ground beef, for instance, or chicken, and you could puree it up, because when you go back into eating foods again, your digestion's not going to be there quite yet. Okay. It takes a while for your gallbladder to get working again and to be able to break down foods. So that's really important. Now, one thing I'll say is that, if you're looking to heal from SIBO, the 5 days with the elemental diet is not going to do it. I always suggest starting with that. Okay. Start with a few days, start with 3, 4, 5 days, see how you feel, then have a bite to eat or whatever. If you feel like after a few days of eating again that you need to go longer, try it for 2 weeks. Now, 2 weeks is a therapeutic level to really eliminate that bacteria in your small intestine. What a lot of people call IBS, which is a complete nonsense term. It's just an umbrella term. Doesn't mean anything, guys. IBS most of the time is SIBO, Candida, parasites, leaky gut. That's all IBS really is. So the therapeutic treatment would be for 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, in order to eliminate the overgrowth in your small intestine. Now, the only downside to that is it could be horribly hard to reintroduce food after not eating for 2 or 3 weeks. And it could take a month, it could take 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks for some people to be able to fully reintroduce food. So you have to make sure you have enough shakes on hand, that you're getting in those very simple foods to digest, okay? So like pureed up meat, keeping the fats like at a minimal level, keeping the carbohydrates pretty low, but you need to keep supplementing with shakes until you're able to absorb those fats and proteins better. Okay. So I would have like 3 shakes a day in one meal. And then on maybe the second or third week, I'd have, 2 shakes a day in 2 meals, and sort of go up from there. I always suggest going on a low carb diet. Be careful of vegetables, anti-nutrients, and FODMAPs, okay? Anti-nutrients are plant defense chemicals, like could be found in like nuts, or something like spinach has high amount of oxalates. They're super inflammatory, and it's just going to make your symptoms worse. FODMAPs are fermentable carbohydrates, and that's just going to feed the bacteria. Fiber as well. Fiber is going to feed the pathogenic overgrowth of bacteria. And when you have leaky gut, it's very hard to digest fiber. You can't. It just goes right through you, causes tons of inflammation. You don't need fiber in your diet. Never. I know people who have been carnivores for 10 years, they don't have fiber in their diet. In fact, there's a pretty well-controlled study showing that people have less constipation when they reduce their fiber intake. Because fiber, again, will feed methane, which produces constipation. Methane is an archaea, it produces constipation. And fiber is super inflammatory, and that's also going to create constipation. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. So I'm going to link those things down below. If you guys still want my protocol, I'm going to also link my email down below. And I'm going to have some awesome podcasts coming up. I have Bart K. I'm going to be getting that podcast out there soon. I have Lady Carnivore on tonight. and she's going to be talking about her health conditions and ways that she's really helped alleviate a lot of her symptoms. And I also have somebody with MS and some autoimmune conditions coming on. So I have a lot of awesome guests going on. So subscribe and like my channel. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.